The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.
Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome to an episode of We Are. I was about to promote another channel. Welcome to another episode of Tottenham Away. Glad you could join us. I wasn't planning to do a video today. I had no plans to do anything. But a few things have happened in the last couple of days that have made me just realize that I need to talk about this for my own sanity. So this is a bit of a selfish video. I'm not going to lie to you, but it's a video that I need to put out there because I honestly think I don't know if our fans have got common sense. No doubt a lot of people are going to get their backs up against the wall off the back of this video. And a lot of Spurs fans are going to get upset when they listen to what I have to say. But it just, I don't understand. I just don't understand how we're in this situation of everything that's happened in the past. We completely forget it. And what I'm hearing, watching, listening on other YouTube channels, on podcasts, on social media, I just think it's completely deluded. Look, the past is no reflection of the future. No way. You can't do that. But you've got to apply context to it and what evidence we have. So where am I going with all this? Well, let me get into it, and hopefully you guys will understand. But first of all, let me just quickly say hello to a few people in the chat today, as I always like to do. Big up to Strasbourg Steve. Big up to Tony, Cold Shot. How you doing? We've got DJ Green, Spurs 72, Scott M. He agrees. They have no sense at all. Tommy G, big up. Ant, big up. We've got James Flower. Hope you're doing well, my man. We've got JJ, Bump of K, Rob Belcher. How you doing? We've got Paul in the house. We have Atratron Wembley. Big up to you. It's a long name. I think we should call you AW1. Lee A, how you doing? Hope you're well. Even, hope you're well. Strasbourg Steve again. We've got Sammy. How you doing? Sammy, big up. Hope the kids are all right. Bookmark and Axel. Great show still. You too, bro. Darren Cook, afternoon. Love your content. Love you too, my man. So, oh, someone else there. LJ Baker, big up. So, I made a video yesterday. All right, let me show you the video that I made. Let me show you the video. The video was called Angelos Postecoglou, Perfect Manager, ? Explain to me how he's the perfect manager. We haven't seen anything yet. Right. You're on our channel now, go and watch the video and you can see. What I did was to question a section of our fan base who are saying a number of things which to me makes no sense, okay? Common sense. Let's just not try and jostle for who's the smartest, who's got the most intellect, who knows more about football, you, me, him, her, they. Let's just apply common sense. For example, if you trip over because your shoelaces are undone all the time, tie up your shoelaces, right? That's common sense. You don't need to go to school or go to university or be in a really good job to know that. I put a video out yesterday and I said, there are fans that are saying Ange Postecoglou is the perfect manager. How? How is he the perfect manager? Explain that to me. Now, by me asking that question, it doesn't mean I'm against Ange Postecoglou. It doesn't mean I don't like him. It doesn't mean I'm not going to back him. We're going to get into that. But what I'm saying is, tell me how he's the keyword perfect manager. I was at the Spurs stadium and I had easily half the stadium, over 30,000 fans, all singing, "He's magic, you know, Maurizio Pochettino. They weren't singing Super Postecoglou. They weren't singing we want Nagelsmann. Say we want Nagelsmann. They weren't singing any of that. The only song they were singing was He's Magic, You Know, Maurizio Pochettino. So correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Tell me if I've said something that's stupid. Tell me if I'm saying something that's not true. But by most of the fans in the stadium singing that name, does that not mean that fans believe that Poch is the perfect manager for Tottenham? Or were we singing it because he's the third best manager and we don't want the first, we don't want the second, we want the third best. And that's why we sang his name. Hello? Is anyone at home? Pochettino, in the eyes of so many fans, was the perfect manager to come back or to take over after Conte. Well, Stellini and Mason. But that never happened because our owners refused to pick up the phone and speak to him. So then Nagelsmann came into the conversation and fans were like, yeah, Nagelsmann, get him in now before somebody else snaps him up. That never happened. And then we went on to Arne Slot. He's good. He's won the league. He's progressive. He's a winner. He knows how to bring through youngsters. He works on a budget. You heard it all. I even said, yeah, I think it's a good appointment. I'm on board with that. I'm on board with anyone, by the way, because I know it's not managers that are a problem, and I will get onto that. But Arne Slot pulled a fast one, and he used us to strengthen his position with Feyenoord and signed a new deal there. And then, out of nowhere, Ange Postecoglou, he appeared. He's the perfect manager. He's the one. None of you mentioned his name. I think 2 people mentioned his name 2-3 months ago randomly, but nobody mentioned his name. If he was, I go back to the word that I used at the beginning, the perfect manager, then why wasn't he mentioned at the beginning or second or third? You're only jumping on this because you can't do anything about it. He's the manager. How is he perfect? Can anyone explain that to me? How is he perfect? I don't want to hear, oh, but he's a good manager. Oh, but he's done this and that. Oh, but you're negative. Oh, but you hate. No. Don't change the conversation. Don't take it on a tangent or create an agenda that I haven't started. Don't change the narrative. It's a simple question. None of you asked for this guy. None of you sang his name in the stadium. And none of you said, don't get Nagelsmann. Don't get Arne Slot. Get Postecoglou. None of you. And when I'm talking to you, I don't just mean the people watching. I hope you will share this with the Spurs community. So those fans, they know who I'm talking about, pick up on this. None of you mentioned it. So how is he perfect? Right? That's point number 1. That's what I mentioned in my video. And what I said in the video was, I will get behind Postecoglou because I get behind every manager. I'm not like the fans who are saying, oh, Postecoglou's perfect. Oh, we've all got to get behind him. Oh, we've got to back him now. I'm not someone that does that. I'm someone that says, whoever the Spurs manager is, I back them because I know managers aren't the problem. And I've been telling everyone this for 4 or 5 years. Managers are not the problem. They've never been the problem. I never sang for Poch to be kicked out of the club. I sat next to people that did in the stadium 4 years ago. I never wanted Mourinho out. You did, not me. I never wanted Conte out. I got so much heat, abuse, and hate for defending Conte. Well, you've got 8th place and no Europe. I hope you enjoy the club that you are in support of because you wanted Conte out. I never want managers out. I back every manager, all of them. And I will back Postecoglou. Don't point the finger at me for not backing managers. Take a long, hard look at yourself because you, not the ones watching this show, because I know you're fans of the channel. I'm talking about those out there. They know who I'm talking about. You fans who turned on Poch, then sang his name 4 years later to come back. Why the hell should he come back? You hounded him out. You're the fans that didn't back Conte. You're the fans that didn't back Jose. You back Postecoglou. Don't tell me to back the manager when you're the problem. You are the problem, not me. I always back managers. And then and the next thing I'm hearing about Postecoglou is, oh, if he finishes 8th place, we should still back him. What the hell are you talking about? Where were you when Mourinho finished 7th? Did you back Mourinho when he finished 7th? Or did you blame him and hound him out? When Pochettino dropped out the top 10 and made a really bad start to the season, the year he got sacked, did you back Pochettino? Did you say, that's okay? It's a rough patch. Let's get behind him. You hounded him out. You booed him out. You never once blamed Levy or Enoch. You all jumped on the bandwagon. And when Conte had us 4th, you hounded him out as well. He didn't want to be here anymore. And now we're 8th. You didn't back Poch when he had a tough start to a season. You didn't back Mourinho when we finished outside of the top 6 or 7, wherever we finished that season, I can't remember, outside the top 4. And you didn't back Conte when times weren't going right, when things were going down a not so good path. You don't back the managers. It's you. You're the problems. And then you have the audacity to have a go at me, the guy that defends managers, the guys that tells you, Levy out, Enoch out. They're the problem. They don't back managers when the going gets tough. They don't bring in the right players that the managers ask for. They don't get rid of the deadwood that's still sitting here, rotting away, sending us into an oblivion. They're the problem. Well, stop having to go at managers. And then you want to say to me, get behind Postecoglou. Take a long, hard look at your fraudulent self. You absolute shill. Spreading lies and false information. You can tell I'm a bit wound up, right? Because the messages I've received off the back of that video that I made yesterday, where I said, stop calling Postecoglou perfect and all jumping on the same gravy train. Woohoo, Postecoglou's here. When Poch was at Southampton, he played brilliant football. And everyone said, look at the football Pochettino plays at Southampton. Look at what he's done with the youngsters. He came to Tottenham, we won nothing. And you all hounded him out. Mourinho came to the club. He's a serial winner. He's got a winning mentality. You hounded him out. Conte came to the club. Everyone, game number 1. Antonio, Antonio, Antonio. All the fans were singing it. Every time we scored a goal, Antonio. He's not like Mourinho. He's not a dinosaur. He's elite. You hounded him out. And now you're saying if Postecoglou finishes 8th, we should treat him differently to everyone else. How dare you? What planet do you live on? Guys, I don't think our fans have got brain cells. There's no common sense at this club. It's ridiculous. Tell me anything I've said wrong. Forget the way I'm saying it and forget the fact that you might like me or might not like me. I don't care. Because the one thing with me is I've got a backbone. I've got a spine and I back the words I say. I use action as well as words. 99% of Spurs fans don't do that. They talk and they talk trash. Well, not 99% talk trash, but they talk and they don't back it up. Fact. They don't back it up. Not with action. I do. I don't understand. He's the perfect manager. What I said in the video, he's not perfect because he's not proven yet at this level in the biggest, most competitive league in world football, club football, against some of the heavyweights of management, some of the billionaire ownership owned clubs. This is a different ball game. How's about, rather than saying he's perfect, and rather than saying, I'm so excited Postecoglou's here, because you did the same silly mistake for the past 4 or 5 managers, learn from your mistakes, learn to have a backbone, and it's okay to say, I will wait and see. Let's see what happens at the end of the transfer window. Let's see what new players come in. Let's see what players we've managed to get rid of. And then on the 1st of September, we can say, right, What can I realistically expect from a manager looking at what the squad looks like now? And then we can make decisions about Postecoglou, what authority he's got, what kind of players have come in, what kind of players he's chosen to work with or met, or we can see whether it's been forced on him or not. Let's wait and see. That's why I said, let's wait and see. I will back him, especially because he's a Greek manager. I'm Greek. So just by being discriminative, and I'm telling you now, this is discrimination. I'm going to back him just because he's Greek. Even if he wasn't a football manager, I'm going to back him because he's Greek. Right? So there you go. At least you know I'm honest, right? I am backing this guy, but I'm not going to say he's perfect and it's okay if we finish 8th. No. Because it wasn't okay when Conte, it wasn't okay when Jose, and it wasn't okay when Poch struggled. Yet now you're going to say, oh, it's okay. No, unacceptable. It's not how it works, guys. So I just want to go into a couple of comments that appeared off the back of the video I made. And I want to make it very clear. In that video, I said, stop calling him perfect and stop getting excited because you're making the same mistakes you've always made. I'm not saying be negative or hate. What I'm saying is calm. Let's just take this step by step. Let's see what happens with transfers in, transfers out, and how the team plays. And then by the end of August, we can make a more informative decision. But to jump on this gravy train, now you're deluded. You're thick. I'll say it to you, you're thick. You don't have a brain cell. You've not learned from anything that happens at this club. And it needs to be said. And I'm not scared to say it, guys. Common sense. Let's wait and see. Let's learn from the past of how Levy and Enoch behave. And I also said, it's not okay if we finish 8th. If it's not okay for Poch, Conte, and Mourinho. Now, if you were like me and you still backed Pochettino when he was mid-table or below, when Mourinho finished 6th or 7th, and when Conte was struggling with the whole situation at Spurs, if you're one of those that still back the managers, then yes, it's okay if Ange Postecoglou finishes 8th because you really back managers. You're not one of these people that sings Antonio and then a year later you want him banished. You're not one of these people that said, we've got Mourinho, he's a serial winner. Then a year later, you get him binned out the club. It's not okay to be all aboard the Pochettino train and love Poch. And the minute he struggles, you turn against him. That is not okay. You don't back managers. You don't back the team. You don't. Because otherwise you wouldn't keep turning on managers. You turn on the real problem. I've always backed the manager. Always. You can never, ever hold that against me. Ever. And I will back Postecoglou. Whether it goes well or whether it doesn't, I will back him. Because I back managers. I know they're not the problem. So let's expose the frauds, because that's what they are, right? Let's have it right. So just to recap, in the video I said, how is he perfect? It doesn't make sense. But I will get behind him. I just want to wait and see. That's the message I'm sending out. Let's just wait and see. Common sense. And with regards to finishing 8th, I said it's not okay. Unless you really back managers and you're just not one of these happy clappers that just blows whichever direction the wind blows. So, in response to that video, I got a lot of good comments and I also got some absolutely lacking common sense comments. Let's go through them one by one. Scott P. I don't know who you are. I've never met you. I've got no idea what you do. But he says, yeah, too negative, this channel. I don't get it. I think they prefer him to do bad just to say I told you so. I clearly said in the video, I back Postecoglou. I've clearly said to you, I am discriminating. I'm going to back him just because he's Greek anyway. I'm behind him. I'm 100% behind him. So tell me how your comment of, I think they'd prefer him to do bad. You've got no brain. Like, you're thick. I'm dealing with thick people. It's not fair. Just a little bit of common sense when you speak. Watch the video and then reply to what is being said, not just whatever random nonsense pops into your brain, Scott. Yeah, too negative, this channel. How is it negative? Because we speak the truth. because I'm not like you, who backs a manager when it suits you, then throws him under a bus when you don't like it. You're negative because you never back a manager. You just do it for show, for clicks, for likes, for people to say, oh, Scott's cool. Oh, Scott's such a cool guy because he blows whichever way the wind blows. You've got no backbone, man. Fact. I know you're going to get upset. I did say at the start of the video, some fans will get upset by this, but I just don't care because you don't care by putting comments like that towards me when that's not what I said, Scott. This one here. He's our coach. He's one of us now, from Sven524. We need to support him, not put up walls of negativity and doubt. So I'm going to back him 100%. Yes, I'm going to back him 100% as well. I'm going to defend him like I defend every manager. Will you, Sven? Walls of negativity and doubt. By me saying, let's stop calling him perfect. Let's not jump on this happy clapper train. And let's just wait and see what happens the next couple of months. Let's wait and see. How is that putting up walls of negativity? That's putting up common sense narrative for you to not get carried away and go crashing into a brick wall and to just patiently go step by step forward and see what happens. Why are you incapable of understanding that? What went wrong for you to not understand that? And it baffles me. It makes no sense. Am I wrong, guys? I'll take a few comments and then I'll get back to the other comments that I had to deal with yesterday. Oh, my Lord. Look. Here we go. Is this Spurs fans just calling out Spurs fans? I'm off. Bye-bye. Go. You're incapable. You're incapable of hearing opinions and views that don't fit your narrative. Lynch, if you go, listen, you're allowed to go. No one's telling you to watch. But it just shows no common sense. And this is the point of my the point of the video I'm putting out today. I don't think Spurs fans have got any brain cells. Huge fan support for Ange may help protect him. Dude, Rooty too. I'm protecting him. I'm 100% Ange in. I back him all the way. I back all managers. If there's anything you know about me, I defend every manager. I'm just saying, don't call him perfect. Let's wait and see what happens because Tottenham is known to be a graveyard for managers. Let's not make it a graveyard for this guy. But that's not down to him, you or me. It's down to Levy and Enoch. That's why I'm saying let's wait and see. Huge fan support for Ange may help protect him from being sacked when Levy fails to allow him to have the players he wants. Dude, isn't that what always happens? They was dropped on their head as a child. Probably. Something went wrong. Something's rattled something that isn't in place, that is allowing the connection to transmit properly when they watch and then spout some random comments that don't link to what I've said. Still, the fan base will want someone to blame when things go wrong. They just don't realise where they lay the blame. They perhaps don't realise it's Levy. I think they think it's me, mate. I think they think it's me. If Stenos is backing Ange because he's Greek, do I have to back Scott P because of him being a fellow Scot? That's a great question. Depends how important your name means to you. Do you want to uphold the name of Scott? That's how I'd look at it. The Greek thing, that's just brotherly love. Maybe you do, Scott. I'm going to say yes. Yes, you do. You've got to defend the Scott. First volley, clueless, Levy bargain hunting. Truth is, one is too much for a relegated club. It's a rarity that a player from a relegated club works out. But listen, we're going to find out. And Robert, this is the point I'm making. Let's wait and see. Right? We just don't know. We have no idea what's going to happen. Emu Val says, 8th is okay as long as we stick with him this time and give him time. Well, you don't need to say that to me, my man. I stick with every manager. You need to tell it to the frauds that want to come for me because they're the ones that blow whichever way the wind blows. Levy will always be against him. We are the ones with the asking for change. We are. But will our fans change? Which Greek club do you support? Apoel. It's a Cypriot club. Let's offload a few. We've got plenty. Mate, Colin, spot on. Spot on. And we actually spoke about this on Monday. What's more important, the players we bring in or the players we get out? And we said we think it's the players we get out. You're spot on. But again, let's wait and see, right? That's the message. Let's wait and see because we don't know what we're going to do. Big up, Eugene. Our fans will never change. I think they're getting worse, if I'm going to be honest with you. Gary says, Stelos, you're right. Here's how it will go. Phase 1, we will lose more than we win, but stick with it. And by Xmas, things will look up. This coming season is a bust. A rebuild takes... Absolutely, I agree. I 100% agree with you, mate. That's why I'm behind the manager. That's why I was behind Conte, Poch, Redknapp, AVB, Jose. I get behind the managers. Will fans, the fans right now that are Team Postecoglou, that have gone balls deep in saying he's perfect, he's amazing, he's going to change the culture, we're going to become amazing. If, and it's an if, we don't know. If it goes wrong, what will they say then? Then you'll see what's what. Then you'll see the pussies from the ones with a backbone. And that is how it plays out. Let's wait and see, guys. Let's just wait and see. Mohamed, still, we both know what's going to happen. We'll sign Ray and Maddison. If we do, that's very promising. They're both two very, very good signings. It will get majority of fans, Spurs fans, hard and deluded. Does that mean me as well? We'll sign Phil Jones. Well, then that's it, right? We'll sign Phil Jones and Andrew will get sacked for not finishing top 6. Listen, if we do what we did last year, we made a couple of good signings at the beginning, then we went and made loads of stupid signings, then yeah, nothing's changed. Again, that's why I say let's wait and see. Let's just wait and see what happens. The manager's success will always be dependent on how the club will back them. Unfortunately, owners' poor recruitment has led to mate, that's why I'm leaving you out. That's why I'm eating out. Until I see a change in transfers, and not just one window. This summer window for me is not enough. I want to see it every window whilst Postecoglou is the manager. Every single window, I want to see signings that the manager wants, that fits the manager's system, and we slowly get rid of all the waste of space at this club. The Dyers, the Sessegnons, the Sanchez, all of them. Long Gap, all of them. Get out the club, man. Just go. You don't belong here. You're killing us. Tommy G, all my boys are Greek Cypriot, Green Lane special. Big up, my man. Big up, Tommy. In fact, big up every culture and every religion as long as you're Spurs. If you're not Spurs, get the fuck out of here. No, I'm only joking. If you're not Spurs, you're allowed to watch. Stel backs his people. Listen, I back anyone who's got a brain cell. If I'm honest with you, it's not discrimination, Stel. It's called a bias. Okay, I'm being biased. I stand corrected. So, let's just jump on a few more of these amazing comments that I received. Big up, Stel. Big up to you as well, Andy. Hope you're well. Hope everything is good. Your end. Scott P again. Right, another one. No. Most posts I put up are a dig or a negative spin on things. Would hate to live with you. Jesus, I bet you're a ray of sunshine. Just be a bit more positive. I get the feeling you'd rather do crap just to say you told me so. I think Ange will do well. Son has just put out he was carrying an injury all season. Going forward, we're good. So shore up that defence, get a goalkeeper, and I think we could do well next season. Being out of Europe whilst we're regrouping, and get to know the manager's tactics, I think could serve us well. Right. So let's break this down. Let's do the positive first, and then let's just tear Scott P a new one because he deserves it. The bit where he says Son was carrying an injury all season. Well, for those of you that turned against Heung-min Son, shame on you. The guy was injured. Scott P, I'm sure you're one of those that wanted Son sold. You're saying he should be dropped and all that business. Going forward, let's shore up that defence. I agree. A new goalkeeper. I agree. And we could do well next season. Maybe. I don't disagree with any of that. The bit I disagree with is the top bit. Most of my posts are a negative spin on thing. Right. How is it negative if you're being honest and not deluded? I'm honest with my views. I'm not deluded. For 4 years since Poch got sacked, I've gone after Levy and Enoch. Myself and my partner in crime, Brian Daigle. the leaders of the Leave It Out, Enoch Out movement on YouTube. We've spearheaded it, especially Brian. Yeah, let's have it right. Let's have it right. And fans like you said, oh, all you do is put negative spin on things. All you do is speak negative. 4 years later, how toxic was it this year? Leave It Out, Enoch Out. Social media, YouTube, media pundits coming out attacking Leaving Enoch. How many people attacked Leaving Enoch? I was right, and so was Brian, for 4 years. And people like you called us negative. When all it was you didn't have the common sense to see the honesty of what was happening, whereas we did. So it's not about being negative. It's about being honest and saying it as it is. And what it is people like you just don't like hearing the truth. You can't accept that the truth is the reality. And you don't want to be in that reality because it upsets you and it disappoints you. Hello, I've been disappointed for 4 years supporting this club because fans like you won't join us to force the change. You drive the negativity, not me. I drive the honesty. I've always been honest about my views and opinions. And most of the time, it's come true. I wish I was wrong because we probably would have won some silverware, but we haven't. And the second bit of your comment, I would hate to live with you, Jesus. I bet you're a ray of sunshine. Just be more positive. Okay. Nobody on YouTube or online in the Spurs community that I know of, if there is, tell me, gets more players from grassroots level and feeds them into pro football clubs. The amount of players I fed into professional football academies so that they can begin their journey to have a chance of maybe becoming a professional athlete, a professional footballer, and get paid mega money for it, because that's what happens if you get to become a professional football player. And even if you don't make mega money and you end up signing a professional contract at a lower league, you're still getting paid to do something you love, right? To get a player's mindset and to get a human being to the level where they perform at such an exceptional work rate, focus, discipline, technical ability, that is nothing but positivity. Negativity will never break into that system. And who educates that player? Me. I don't want to live with Stel. Just be a bit positive. I get more young people into a positive environment and on a positive path than you do. Fact. What have you got to say about that? You can't say shit. But you hide behind your keyboard. You sit there probably with a fake name. God knows what account you're running. And you just want to take shots at me. No, doesn't work like that. I do a hell of a lot of good because I've got that positive mindset. But I'm not going to compromise myself and start lying because I'm scared people won't like the channel. I'm scared people won't watch. I'm scared we won't be invited to go on Sky Sports or have special guests come on. No, I don't do it to serve an agenda. I do it because it's the truth. I recommend you start being positive about how you view people rather than serve an agenda of spreading negativity, which is what you're doing, not me. I do a lot of good and I'm proud of it. Ashlyn, 17, said to me, all this fella does is negative videos. Here's another one. Another one. Where do we... I don't know where I find these people from. He's so unlikable. Can I just say, if I'm so negative and unlikable, why did you watch the video? How thick can you get? Like, what a dumbass. Not even a proper Spurs fan. I've had a season ticket for 20 years. He said he's going to be following Brighton next season. Yeah, because I used to live in Brighton. They're my second team. I never said I wasn't going to follow Tottenham, though. Right, I'm going to follow both. But of course, I support Tottenham ahead of Brighton. Shut your mouth, fella, and go and do Brighton videos. You ain't Spurs. You ain't a human being. So thick. Got a super chat here. Let's have a quick look. Guys, I know this video isn't for everyone, and I appreciate that. So feel free to leave if it's not for you. But I'm going to say it as it is because no one else has got the balls to do this. No one's got the... In fact, I'll give him credit. Sava, he'll go toe-to-toe with people when they do this. I'll give him credit for that. But most people haven't got the balls to speak the truth and to stand up to these absolute morons that exist in the fan base. They're probably not even fans, to be fair. I'm probably getting sucked in. They're probably just Arsenal fans or Chelsea fans just making up fake accounts because they've got nothing better to do with their lives. Marshall, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. You say, also, to be fair to Son, the quality of service to him this season has been completely missing. Dude's been completely scapegoated by fans throughout the season. I totally agree. In fact, there's someone that sometimes comes on our channel called Kieran. Him and I had a big debate on this on WhatsApp yesterday about Son, and that would actually make a good show. What I'll do, Marshall, I'll bring it up on the Monday podcast that we specifically talk about the Son situation, because obviously that news broke out yesterday. For those of you that don't know, that Hyun-Min Son came out and said, look, I was only at 60% fitness last season and I could only perform to 60% of my ability. So that kind of changed a lot of people's perceptions and thoughts of Hyun-Min Son last season. So I'll definitely bring that up in my video. The podcast that we do on Monday. Right. Now, this person I like, Aglia. She's often on the show. She's often in the comments. So I'm not going in on her, but I just wanted to comment on something that she did say. The thing is, still, you say back the managers, whoever they are, but you're calling out fans for being excited about Postecoglou. Right. Aglia, just to clarify, I'm not calling out fans for being excited. Let's just rein that in a bit. I'm calling out fans for saying he's perfect. He's perfect. And I'm calling out fans who just don't take a little step back and wait and see what happens. Because this is the same mistake we've made so many times. We've got to start learning as people who support this club. We've got to. Otherwise, if this goes wrong, it'll be even more toxic and horrible than the last time. And we don't want that. Let me explain. When Poch became manager, oh, look what he did at Southampton. That brilliant football, high pressing. He did it on a budget. We got excited and look what happened. It ended up in tears. When Conte signed, we got excited. Oh, he's a serial winner. This guy, he wins wherever he goes. He's going to bring a winning mentality. A year later, look what happened, Aglia. And the same with Conte. We all got excited. Antonio. Look what happened. So all I'm saying is, Aglia, if you want to be excited, be excited. Good luck to you. You know, I'm not taking that away from you. It's your right. All I'm saying is calm. Let's learn from what happens to this club. We're different to any other club. Managers come here and shit just goes weird. Players come here and they don't know how to play football anymore. This club, there's something embedded from above that's rooted into the fabric now. That is a disease. That's why I say, calma. Okay, calma. So what do you want fans? So what do you want these fans being positive about his appointment that's getting behind him and backing him? To be calm. I'm positive about him. I'm backing him. I think he's got a good chance, actually. It's whether Levy steps away. That's going to be the game changer. And whether we actually go and spend the money on the right players. Graham Potts. I'm from Australia. You have no idea what you're talking about. And so bloody negative. In fact, let me do an Australian accent. I'm from Australia. You've no idea what you're talking about. So bloody negative. Was that a good accent? I'm a UEFA B qualified coach. I've been coaching for over 10 years. I'm friends with most of the top level academies across the UK. I know people at Ajax, Deportivo La Coruña in Spain, a couple of French clubs, one in Scandinavia as well. What do I know? What do I know? You know nothing. So bloody negative because you're honest, because you're not scared to say the truth. Look, the reality is most channels, they play it safe because they don't want to upset people. They don't want to say something that maybe you don't like hearing because they're worried that you might not hit the like button and the subscribe and that you might not come back and watch more. And a lot of channels, they're scared to have me on. Right? I've called all these channels, you name them. Last Word on Spurs, Chris Cowlin, Fighting Cock, all of them. I said, look, the point you're making is incorrect. I'll debate you on this. And I can do it in an articulate fashion without having to use curse words. I can change my game to suit the situation I'm in. None of them will do it. And do you know why they won't do it? Because they know they are up against it when they have to debate me on the topics that they're lying about. And they know they'll be backed into a corner and it's not going to be a good look for them. Not as in a horrible look, but as in, oh no, this guy's actually proven me wrong. And I will with all of them. And that's why they won't let me go on the shows, because they know most fans aren't like that. They won't do it. Most fans are just happy-go-lucky. Yay, let's try this manager. Let's try that manager. Oh, but, protests don't work. 3 members of the Everton board have stepped down because of the protests. But protests don't work, right? I hear what people say, but I can't be like that, guys. Look, I'll keep it professional as much as I can. I'll keep it civil to a point. But when it gets personal, I'm just getting called negative and idiot. And all this. Listen, I'm going to hit back, but I'm not going to do it in the comments on YouTube no more because I waste too much time. I'm just going to make more videos like this. I'm just going to come on for an hour or so and just say it as it is. And then you can decide what you think. Because that's how it has to be at the end of the day. You must decide. Uncle Cyril. It's not how you spell uncle, but I like it. It's a bit street. I don't know. You don't know. None of us know. So in the video, I basically said, I don't know. You don't know. We don't know what's going to happen next. Let's wait and see. Okay. So he's just quoting me saying that none of us know what's going to happen next. So what is the point of the video? Or is it to get more views by putting Angie's name in the title? If you don't know what the point of the video is, why did you watch it? The point of the video is to say to people, how is Ange perfect? And you can only accept 8th if you're actually going to back the manager and not throw him under a bus like you normally do. That was the point of the video. Again, where's your common sense, man? There's no brain cells out here anymore. Literally, we're falling apart. Ross, yours is the exact attitude that Ange doesn't want in the changing room. Because you know Ange and you've been in the changing room, buddy. One person spreading doubt. I said I'm 100% behind Ange. Where's the doubt in saying that? Like, do you listen to when I speak, or do you just make things up in your head because you're just a bit unhinged, maybe? One person spreading doubt, showing little faith in the manager. I repeat, I am 100% behind Postecoglou. How is that having little faith? 100% behind the manager equals little faith. If you dropped out of school at the age of 5, like you clearly sound that you have. Ross, you sound like an idiot. That attitude spreads like cancer through the team. Do you know what makes me laugh about that bit? When some Levy out protesters, not I, but when some were online saying Levy's a cancer, people like Ross attacked the protest saying they shouldn't use that word cancer. Look what he's done. Uses the word cancer. Do you want me to say any more about it? Nah, we'll leave it there. Ha ha ha, Stel. You have a great fan base, Stel. I'm telling you, my support is unbelievable. I dislike this guy, so why are you watching? Just listen to how stupid you are. Nagarujan, you're an idiot. You don't like me, don't watch. Like, I don't like this guy, but I'm going to go on and watch his videos and comment. Fucking lunatics. This is very similar to Lee Gunner's Muppet Show. Listen, guys, I'll be honest with you. I don't watch Lee Gunner too much. I watch him when Arsenal lose because I like it when he attacks Arteta. But that's the only time. I don't know if he does a show like this. But this is the first time I've done this. And I'm only doing it because I just couldn't believe some of the imbecilic reactions to a video that said, let's wait and see what happens and back a manager. And people lost their freaking minds. Stop spamming. It's annoying. Sue, tell me who's spamming and I'll block them. Still doing a contact. Have you seen that video with Gattuso? Maybe good, maybe shit. That's epic. Big up disabled team. Hope you're well, man. Saba does reply to these twerps, but I get the impression that Stab finds it amusing and isn't the slightest. Mate, look, let's have it right, AP Easelston. They can't wind me up for 3 reasons, right? And I'll open up to you guys, right? 3 reasons why they can't wind me up. 1, I know enough in football to know better than half the things I read and hear. Okay, and that's not me being arrogant. It's what I do career-wise. Number 2, I went through a bad patch on Twitter and social media a year ago, and I learned a lot of lessons about how to react to people. And there are some people that do test me, and I snapped in the past, and I said, I'm never going down that dark tunnel again, because it is a dark place when social media gets the better of you. Some people have taken their lives because of it. I will never, ever get to that stage, believe you me. And I know when to just say, right, I'm going to back off from this. I've learned that the hard way. And the third thing is, I don't know about you guys and how COVID was for you, but I lost my mum during COVID. All right, that teddy bear in the corner, in case you're wondering why I've got a teddy bear in the bedroom, that's just one of very few memories I've got of my mum. She gave it to me when I was a baby. So some of you might laugh at that. Some of you might be like, do you know what? Safe. That's cool still. But since losing my mum, I went through a very dark grievance phase, which is when I had those troubles on social media. And I've come out of it now much calmer, saying, do you know what? My mum wouldn't want me to be like that. So for those 3 reasons, they'll never get to me. And I keep, when I do see comments getting out of control, I say to myself, don't go back to that dark place. Remember what your mum would have wanted. And just have confidence in what you say and do. And don't doubt yourself, right? So I hope that message serves you guys well. I hope that's something maybe you can take some, not inspiration, but a bit of hope from for whatever you're doing in your lives. And I do genuinely wish you all the best. I really do. Even the idiots that try and hate on me, I wish you the best. I don't want bad things to happen to you, but you are idiots for some of the comments you're saying, man. I'm going to say, you know me by now. If you don't know, you better get to know, in the words of box office. I've no doubts that if we start poorly, the home fans will get on his back. You watch. I think it depends how badly the results are. So I've seen we've got Man United in the first game at home. Right. If we lose 2-1, 3-2, I don't think fans will turn. If we go and lose 6-0, I think it's a problem. Let's be honest, since Poch went, we've never replaced Walker. Oh, mate, we could get into this all day about the players. It's unbelievable. I can't believe the happy clappers think we are back. Well, Leighton, my message, and I keep repeating it. Let's keep repeating it. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I've already heard on some Spurs podcast that if we're 13th or low at Christmas, then Ange should go. Oh, there you go. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? If we start with this defense, it's already a problem still. So, DJ, again, I repeat, I'm going to judge everything as my first kind of thought as to which direction we're going to go in once the transfer window shuts. Because once that shuts, we'll know exactly what players are staying and who's come in. And then we can begin to gauge what kind of Tottenham maybe is being built. So that's why I keep saying it. Let's just hold tight, wait and see. Adita, big up, Adita. There's no need of let's wait and see. I can already see what's going to happen. Ange will fail, and then fans will turn him. Well, I don't know. I don't know. We're going to wait and see. Good morning, Dirty Sanchez. Hope you're well. Thanks for joining us. Big up to yourself and your family. God bless, bro. I lost my dear too. Oh, my man. I'm sorry you lost your mum, man. I feel that pain, bro. It's a killer. It's a killer. Unless you lose someone really, really close to you, no one really knows. The more people interact with a vid, dislike a comment, the more YouTube promotes content they can't even hate properly. I do say it. Like, if you don't like the show, if you don't like the videos, why are you like watching it? Why are you watching? RP, man, thank you. You've been there as well. Blimey. Have all of us struggled like this? It's RIP to your mum as well. Sorry to bet, my mate. Brian, big up. How you doing, my man? Good to hear you. Phil P in the house, big up. Sorry to hear that. Guys, listen, thanks for all the messages towards my mum, man. It did happen a while back. Look, appreciate what you love. Appreciate what you love. So many messages. Yeah. You guys are good, man. What can I say? You guys are good. You're good people. Let me go to the last comment, actually, which I didn't do because I forgot. Right, this was my favorite of the lot. And I actually quite like this comment. I wasn't against it. It's the tone that's put into it, which I just think, really, why are we going down this road? Phil P. I'll come back to your question after, Phil. Right. So, David McGeoch, he said he's going to predict what's about to happen. He said, Andrew's going to make changes during the break. There'll be ins and outs. Yeah, we know that because there's a transfer window coming up. He then said the beginning will be rocky because he's doing major surgery to the club. Yep, I can agree with that. He'll make it an attacking team, not defensive. That's what we all want. It takes patience from fans. I've been saying that for many, many years. Things take patience. That's why we shouldn't turn on Oliver Skip. Be patient. Tottenham will score lots of goals. I hope so. Towards the back end of the season, the results will begin to stabilise, and then we'll begin to go toe-to-toe with teams at the top end of the table. So basically, you've described what a rebuild should look like. And then in season 2, we're going to start strong and go strong all season with maybe a little dip here and there. All this requires is your buy-in. Okay, before I continue reading, all it requires is your buy-in. I repeat, for the 462nd time, I am 100% behind Postecoglou. If you criticize other fans for being positive, no. I'm not criticizing fans for being positive. I'm criticizing fans for not learning from their lessons, and I'm criticizing fans for calling Postecoglou perfect. Words are important. Words have meaning. Different words have different meaning, and when used, can suggest something was said when it wasn't, and that's what you're doing. It's exactly what you're doing. If you're criticizing other fans for being positive and backing the manager, it will not work. I always support the team, David, not the regime. It requires all parts of the club to come together. Yes. The team, the fans, the admin. What about the owners? If you want success, then come and back the manager. I repeat for the 463rd time. I am 100% behind Postecoglou. If you don't like Daniel Levy, that's fine. But we want Tottenham to win. So do I. Come and join in. When was I not in? When are you going to join in and not turn your back on managers? You turned against Conte. You turned against Jose. You turned against Poch. When are you going to come and join in and actually support the manager and not just pretend that you do? Look, I replied to him politely, and then he sent me, and effectively, I said to him this. The past is no reflection of the future in football. Look at Conte and Jose, and when I said there's no reflection of the past in terms of what the future will look like, I'm referring to managers, which is why I then went on to talk about managers. Look at Conte and Jose. Every club they've been at, they've been winners, and then when they come to Spurs, it wasn't the same as the past. You're not taking into consideration Spurs and Levy, which proves you've learned nothing, as I mentioned in my video. I'm not having a go at fans for being positive. I said fans need to stop calling him perfect and start being realistic that transfers will be the sole factor of success. Let's not twist the narrative. And you know what, guys? I think we can all agree on that. Transfers out, transfers in will be 100% what defines any manager at any club. Because if we get the transfers right, Postecoglou's got a chance. If we don't, then everything you've just said, David, is a waste of space, which is why, and I go back to it time and time again, it's what I said in the video that upset so many of you because you don't have common sense. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. And you replied to me with this. I think your point is a good one. The past is no reflection of the future in football. So then why did you say it? If you agree, why did you say it? It's important that you take advice on this too. What advice? If you stick with the past failure Spurs and don't move on, then you're doomed to repeat again and again. Tell that to Levy and Enoch. It's up to them. And I was referring to managers. You can't look at the past of managers and say they'll do the same at Tottenham. And history has proven that. When I was talking about the past isn't a reflection of future, I was talking about managers, which is why I went on to speak about Conte and Jose. I wasn't talking about the board. We know what this board is like. We know what they're probably going to do. We pray that it doesn't happen again. Levy clearly made mistakes, you think? Getting rid of Pochettino and bringing in Mourinho, Santo and Conte and all the defensive football, which goes against traditions of the club. But Postecoglou is not responsible for Levy's mistakes. I agree. He's not. But nor was Conte, nor was Jose, nor was Poch, nor was AVB, nor was Harry Redknapp, nor was Nuno, nor was Ryan Mason. None of them were. Not one. But Postecoglou is not responsible for Levy's mistakes. You might be angry at Levy, but it's important not to take it out on Ange. Where have I taken anything out on Ange? You are lying. You are being a mild, little, low-level, not major, fraud. You're saying things I never said, man. Like, there's no common sense. There's no brains in this fan base. You're just incapable of listening to a video and actually properly listening to what's being said without twisting it. And this is why I'm making this video, because I'm having to deal with so many freaking idiots that call themselves Spurs fans. Do you know what? We kind of deserve what we get as Spurs for not winning anything, because our fan base isn't that intelligent or incapable of admitting reality, or just too smart to admit that they fucked it and they supported the wrong side. I never once turned against, haven't backed Ange Postecoglou. I haven't once blamed Postecoglou for what Levy's done. All I've said is, we don't know if he's perfect. You can't call anyone perfect. Let's wait and see. That's all I've said. That's all I've said. I repeat. Let's wait and see. And your response to me saying let's wait and see is, don't take it out on Ange Postecoglou. You're deranged, man. I don't get it. He needs fans to back him. I'm 100% behind Postecoglou. You will see our formation change. You will see our attack improve. But we will also we'll also concede goals. He will need you to back him at that point. I know that you want Spurs to do well, so come and be a part of that. Fucking nutter. It's complete fruitcake. Like, he's one of those people, I think, that just likes to be involved in different community groups and just chat away and just which is all right. But to say I'm not on board and to come and join the party, I've been at the party longer than you, man. I've backed every manager. I stood by Poch, I stood by Mourinho, I stood by Conte, I stood by everyone. I've always stood by managers. You need to come to the party and you need to stick with the managers. Because this wonderful speech that you've put out there to me on a public platform, will you honour it to the end? Because I will. I always do. No one can ever criticise me for not backing managers. I got criticised for backing managers. I got criticised for backing Nuno, criticised for backing Conte, criticised for backing Jose. I always back managers. I'm not going to do any more. It's tired me out. I could do this for hours, just picking off all these absolute... Some of them are misunderstood. Some of them are cool. Some of them are just fucking idiots. Some of them are just lacking brains, common sense, any ability to communicate based on what's actually said, not what they think maybe might have been said. But in general, guys, I'm going to be honest. I think our fan base lacks common sense. I think we genuinely lack the intelligence to appreciate the reality of the situation. And we're just going to go off on a mad one again. And I pray to God it works out, because if it does, it will unite us. If it doesn't, it's going to implode so badly, worse than ever before. But like I've said to you many times, let's wait and see, because that is the sensible common sense approach. And for those of you that are incapable of separating the two, you can back the team, which includes Postecoglou, and you don't have to back the regime, ENIC and Levy. You can separate the two. Guys, I'll take a few more questions and comments, and then I'm going to wrap it up because this was just a quick random video I wanted to put out there today. Phil P, if we stay on the case with Levy out and ENIC out and results are bad, and even if there are green shoots with Ange's coaching patterns of play, will Ange be the next human sacrifice? Look, I think for the initial... Phil, I think the transfer window would determine what goes on with Levy out and ENIC out next season. I think the transfer window will determine it. If we have a good window, we're all going to step back and be patient and see what happens. See if things will actually change. If we have another bad window and we go into next season with Sanchez, Davies, Dyer, Sessegnon in the defence, it's going to absolutely blow up. I don't think the manager stands a chance. Two, Levy doesn't deserve anything. And I think it will get toxic very, very quickly, if I'm honest with you. But if we get rid of some of the deadwood, I don't expect us to get rid of all the deadwood, but if we get rid of some of the deadwood, and we do see a new looking defence, and we see some creativity in that midfield, and we're beginning to play better football because of the transfers that have come in and the transfers that have gone out. I don't think Levy out, ENIC out will really have a voice whilst that's the case. That's my honest opinion on it, because I think results often determine what happens with Levy out, ENIC out. Gary Bexley, Stel, you are a performer. No, I'm honest. I'm just an honest guy, mate. I give you that. But you are who you run with, and let's be fair. I don't understand. Who do I run with? The community still of... I give you that. But you are who you run with, and let's be fair. The community still of own tried to instigate Black Balloon Rebellion, chill opposite club shop. I don't quite understand what you're saying. Can you tell me what the point is, Gary? And I'll happily bring up your comment again. I'm a bit confused with that. That's Scott M speaking to someone else. Let me go a bit further back because I've missed loads. Jonas, big up still, much respect. Top content as usual. Leave out any account. Thank you, my man. Big up yourself. Brian, not brain, but you know what I meant. Okay, must be talking to someone else. Stel, have you been on Mary Jane? You seem pretty triggered. I just wanted to respond publicly to all the comments, because what happens is when I sit with the phone in my hand and I go on YouTube, I get all these notifications of replies. I'm having to reply to every single one. Oh, God. And I prefer talking rather than just typing. I think talking comes across much better. Typing can be taken in many different ways. If you point to tactics about Spurs failure, you know nothing. Ange can have the best tactics, but if he's not backed, what can he do? And to back you up there, Robert, tactics don't win games. Formations don't win games. Players win games. If you haven't got players that can deploy the formation or the tactics effectively, as per coached at training, then it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And still, this is exactly why we get bantered and roasted by other rival fans, because there's too many happy clappers settling for mediocrity. Yep. Flav, Spooky, Big John Bass, Windy Bardi, Danny Kelly, and the others are scared to debate with you. Seriously, the community mentality, for fuck's sakes. Yeah, they are. I don't know those people. I know, I don't know any of them per se, but I've reached out. Last one on Spurs won't have me on. Flav, he keeps saying, yeah, come and debate and all that. But when you reach out to him, nothing. Yeah, they are scared. Otherwise, tell them, get Stel on. He's called you out. Do it. Let's see what happens, Gary. Love you, Stel. Love you too, my man. Lee does spit facts, I must admit. I'm assuming you're talking about Lee Gunner. So, Stelios, you're not allowed in the dressing room. You've been a naughty boy. Oh, no. Don't say that to me. The changing room, lol, dumb comment. It's some of the players Ange has to be worried about getting. Well, I'll tell you what. Ange has got to get rid of that player committee. that players' committee's got to go. Like, honestly, how players can have a committee to dictate what goes on in the club or to decide what's best. Get out of here. Players' committee, there's only one committee, the manager's team committee, with the players and the coaches. That's the only committee that should matter. Still on a rampage. I'm just putting the truth out there, bro. I'm just putting the truth out there. Just seeing what other comments we've got here. Sorry to hear about bro. Always message. Yeah, bro. No worries, man. It happened a while ago, man. It's 2 years now. So you learn to live with it. I'm sure she's proud of you still. Yeah. Well, she's probably not proud of me still supporting Tottenham. My mum was a Spurs fan. Only because my brother and I supported Tottenham. Because my dad's Chelsea, believe it or not. Imagine I've had to live with a Chelsea fan. Well, I've had to deal with a Chelsea fan for 20 years, winning trophies, just putting me and my brother in the mud. And my mum supported us, just probably did it out of spite against my dad. There you go. I see Levy outdoing himself. A first fire a manager and executive at the same time. It's not about not backing manager, but Levy will always amaze the world of football in the worst way. He's got the track record of doing it, absolutely, for sure. The protest should still go on. Lenik have to go. Let's wait and see how the transfers go. Of course, we will carry on, but again, we've also got to get behind the manager. Although it's going to be a difficult balancing out. We've got to think about this one carefully, Sue. Are you behind him for 17th of December? I get behind every manager, Gary. What about you? Every manager. Still, can we have this as a weekly show? Even as a rival, it's good to see you try and keep your own fans in check. I'm not trying to keep the fans in check, bro. I'm just speaking as a response to the freaking comments I'm getting fired at me today because people can't handle the reality. They hate the truth at this club. It's like 23 years of failures. Okay, let's just be happy now. Like, what the fuck? Come on. It's not how it works. Prove to me why I should start defending and supporting everything Tottenham, not just managers. Because that's all I defend nowadays, just the managers. I'll think about it, King. I'll think about it. Stell, you should get behind the manager. I love Stell, but all that requires a lot more than him buying in. How come these Ange fans all want to ignore that you win with talent? Well, common sense. It's in the title of the show. It was disgusting how fast fans turn against Hugo. Dude. Our fan base has no shame when it comes to turning against people. They're an absolute disgrace at turning against managers and players. It winds me up because through years of coaching, I've been taught it by elite level managers and coaches, top people in the business. You've got to give people time and patience. You've got to be able to ride the rough, the storm, to come out the other side. We don't do that at Tottenham with players and managers. Heung-min Son, right? Heung-min Son has given us unbelievable service, unbelievable creativity, goals, match-winning moments. The guy, whenever Harry Kane was injured, carried us. He took over the reins from Kane. One bad season and the racial abuse he received. Demands for him to be sold. Demands for him to be dropped. Not calling him a good player anymore. Listen, I don't do shit like that, man. Not to players that have proven themselves, and he has proven himself. He had proven himself. Other players that for me have always been crap. I haven't got time. I haven't got the time of day for it. Sorry, no. But the way fans got behind, the way the fans turned against Son, that was unacceptable. The protest isn't against the team; it's against the ownership. Leaving in it, these people are the problem. 100%, Brian. Still, just get behind. Transfers matter for everyone else, but not Super. And he will win on his super determination. Do you know what? I don't know why people hate on Scott M. You know, right? I know people think his views are way too not. They think there's no flexibility in what he has to say. But you know what? He does make good points, man. You can't hate on Scott M. I've never understood why people hate on Scott M. I like Scott. I think he's a top bloke. The low ball offer for Barnes and Madison is reflective of the transfer policy insanity. Tottenham are valued 8th richest club in the world, and yes, 8th richest in the world, and our income revenue is the highest of any club in London. So no excuse, Levy. We've been saying it for years, Colin. That's great, but when does the chat about watches speak to Will? Will does all the watches and sunglasses and fragrance stuff. I just do football. Okay, he's talking to someone else there. The highs are too high, which make the lows even lower. Mob will try stop it before it starts. I don't understand. Gary, I'm not understanding what you're putting out there today. Ange needs to build that big boy squad and team. Unfortunately, will he be given the rights and the control to do so? That's the whole let's wait and see. We want to wait and see what kind of authority, levels of control, and influence he will have. And we're only going to find out once the window ends, because then we can reflect back on what's happened during the window. Tumbleweed until transfer window shuts. Oh, don't. Please don't. Still landing the minerals today. Still, can I borrow you sweeping broad brush? Not all the fans are the same. Yeah, look, I'm not speaking to every single fan, Phil. When I say things like everyone or all, I don't actually mean the word everyone and all. I should be more clear on those words, to be fair. You make a good point. I'm talking in general, popular trending conversation that is happening. I think that's what I should say. The popular conversation right now. In fact, I'm going to do that going forward. Aravind, I'm okay. How are you, brother? Big up here in the chat land, my brother Stelios. There you go. Partner in crime. Big up. The keyboard warriors out today. Oh, mate, you have no idea. You have no idea. Still backed Conte even after Conte didn't. Exactly. Tell them. Tell the frauds. The people that say, come on board and back Ange. No, you stick by him when the going gets tough. Don't tell me. Spot on. I backed Conte even when he gave up. Maybe that was a little bit deluded. Oh, yeah. This is the comment I wanted him to repost. I haven't. I'll check if he's done it. I don't think our fans are very different to other teams' fans. However, other fans don't have Levy at their club. And do you know what? It's not just Levy. Our chairman and our board have been in charge longer than any other ownership and chairman in the history of our club and in the history of the Premier League. It's stale. There's no vision of change because there's no new bodies in that boardroom to direct it differently. I mean, look, Scott Munn, people are saying, things will change now. I've been here before with Tottenham, guys. I've been here before with Kamoli, Arneson, Baldini, Hitchin, Mitchell, Paratici. I've been here many, many times. Just because Scott Munn's here doesn't mean a damn thing's going to change. And that is a fact. We have to wait and see. Just read that Romain Mundle is one of those not being retained. Isn't he a good prospect? Yes, he is. What do you want to say? I'll get called negative if I actually talk on it. Should Postecoglou work on bringing more of the youngsters through? So, right, DJ, this is the problem with bringing youngsters through at Tottenham. If Ange Postecoglou is going to be given guarantees that he will not be sacked if Tottenham finish outside the top 6 for 2 seasons in a row, then yeah, bring the youngsters through. Let's educate them. Let's help them step from youth football to adult football, learn the men's game, and develop hopefully into promising young superstars. But if the pressure is going to be, you've got to get top 4. No, forget the youngsters. We're not going to have the time or patience to give them a chance when things go wrong and when things are treated and when we're in a rough patch. Youngsters aren't the solution in that case. But if we're going to be allowed to properly rebuild a culture, and allow failure for a number of years in order to get the rewards at the end of it in years 3 and 4, then yeah, bring through the youngsters. Otherwise, you're just going to throw them under a bus and you're going to harm them. This is my speciality. Youth football, developing young players, understanding the academy system. It all depends what remit the board give Postecoglou, and none of us will know that remit. We don't know the remit. We can just guess it's top 4, but we don't know. Will the board accept no European football next year? Another year of no European money. Will the board accept that? I don't know. I just don't know. History says no, they won't. He'll be gone. He'll be sacked. If Harry Kane goes, what chance has anyone got of getting top 4 or top 6? If he stays, maybe. Maybe top 6 is a possibility. We'll have to hit the ground running, though. Given how Levy's offered 50 million for Madison and Barnes, listen, I don't believe any transfer news, Kevin. Honestly, I don't listen to any of them. I think that most of them are ITK frauds. I think that a lot of them are shills. They just comment on everything and hope one thing lands and say, look, yeah, I did tell you. Yeah, but you told me 1,000 different things as well. I until the player is there signing with the shirt on, then we'll talk about Madison and Barnes. I don't know. I don't know. Most journalists haven't got a bloody clue what they're talking about. None of them are in the boardroom. None of them are privy to the conversations and negotiations going on behind closed doors. That's my view. You might disagree. Big up to you as well. Arnie Schlott. That was last week's DNA of the club saviour. And that's what I mean. So when everyone was making videos on YouTube and doing podcasts about how great Arnie Schlott is and he's the right guy for Tottenham, why did no one say, but hold on, we should go for Postecoglou because he's the perfect manager? And that was the purpose of my video. But you can't talk on these things without expecting a backlash from the idiots in our fan base. Think we could send Richie on loan this season. Some people say that Ange might want to use him because he's good at pressing. Personally, I'd like a striker that's good at scoring goals. I don't know about you guys, but if you said to me, do you want someone that's good at pressing or scoring goals, I'd like to take the one that's good at scoring goals. If it's so and Ndika is available on a free, then that's exactly what's wrong with Levy's recruitment. Listen, if we can get Ndika, that would be such an upgrade on what we've got at the moment. It really would. A Levy will never change his spots, hence that ridiculous double bid today. You know what? I don't even believe the bid. Big up still, keep fighting, brother. Just speak the truth, man. Who is Flav? He's got a podcast called The Fighting Cock. Reach out to him, say, you got to get still on the show, man. The guy wants to debate you, but you keep running away. Tell him. Hey, still, leave you out in your car. Definitely your internet out, for fuck's sakes. Oh, sorry, guys, if the internet is shabby, I apologize to you all. There's only so much I can do where I live. The area is not good in terms of internet connection. We don't even have fiber optic cables around here. And I've got a booster, one of those internet booster boxes. Committee has to go. Absolutely. Yes, Eric Dyer, apparently he's the head of the committee. You wonder why we got problems at the club. The committee got Poch out. Yeah. In fact, within the first 3 months, Ange Postecoglou, once he figures out how the club works, he should go to Daniel Levy and say, I want that committee disbanded or I'm out of it. Disband the committee or I'm not part of the project. The committee should be me, the coaches, and the players. That's the committee. And if no one, and if players don't like it, shut the door on the way out. You don't belong at Tottenham Hotspur. This club's not for you. What does everyone think about? I think Dicker's a good player. Will we get him? Soyuncu, do you know what? I wouldn't take Soyuncu Aqua. Personally, I wouldn't. He's too inconsistent in performances, and I've seen him in games just absolutely all over the shop. At times, it reminds me of some of the crap we've got at the back. I've also seen him have good games, but for me, he's inconsistent. So I wouldn't take him. And Dicker, I would. I think that's a big upgrade. Flav in the Woods. What do you think about the fixtures? I think we've got a difficult start. We've got 3 of the big clubs in the first 7. Ideally, we wouldn't have wanted that. First game home, first game's away from home. I would have preferred a home game so all the fans get behind it. Our first home game is Man United. I mean, that's a difficult game as it is. especially if they do business in the summer. I think we've got a difficult start. I think that most of the season is not too bad. The end looks pretty horrendous. Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, Newcastle away. I mean, bloody hell. We've got a tough end to the season and a tricky start. But the rest of the season is pretty well spaced out. I think the largest part of the season, that big middle bit, not the first 7 or the last 7, the big chunk in the middle from October to March, I think we've actually got it okay. Some of our players think they run the club. Well, they do. Oh, your brother-in-law's Arsenal. I feel for you. Jesus. Still, you're right. Fans can control the change room and stop the players running to leave it. Massive. Simon, it's a massive boost. It's humongous if you can get rid of that stupid players committee. Never heard of anything so stupid in all my life at a football club with Eric Dyer leading it. I mean, what are we even thinking about? Let's just think about this for a minute. Do you know I'm triggered now? Eric Dyer, the player we all want out of the club, in charge of the players. And then we wonder why we don't win anything. It beggars belief. Who sanctioned this? Who signed off on this and said, yeah, that's okay. It's a really good idea. Let's put Eric Dyer in charge of the players. Been there since 77, Stelios. What do you think? Listen, respect you, man. Respect you. You've seen the good. You've seen the bad. You've seen nothing but bad under Levy and Enoch. That you can't deny because it's factual. But look, like I said, I wish good to all. Just the fucking idiots out there who just make up things that I don't even say. Liars. That's the bit I just can't understand. Best to only sing "We Want Levy Out" when we are winning. Otherwise, Levy will interpret Levy out as not being the manager. It's a juggling act. Correct. Spot on. That was disgusting still. Yeah. It's a disgrace, yeah. What happened to Lloris? Spot on. Sorry, to Hugo, yeah. Everyone defending the comment on Human Son. Guys, I'm going to go another 5 minutes. So if you've got any questions you'd like me to answer or any topics you want us to quickly discuss, let me know. Last 5 minutes and I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah, I think he is as well. And do you know something? Eric Dyer is actually a smart guy. He's actually got a brain. Maybe not a footballing brain, but he's intelligent. He's an intelligent bloke. He knows what he's doing. So I feel that he is someone that likes to poke the fire. He does it in a very stealth way. I bet. I don't know. I'm not in the dressing room. I don't know. But I get that impression. Keep the faith, bro. At this precise moment, we're on for the treble. Come on. Let's do it. Treble losses or treble trophies? Hope we aren't in relegation trouble when we play our final games. Oh my God, if we are, do you know, Sue, I think a lot depends on whether Harry Kane's at the club or not. If Harry Kane isn't at the club, then I think we're going to win for a difficult season regardless of what happens. If Harry Kane is at the club, we won't be in a relegation battle. Guys, can we get up to 100 likes before the end of the show? 12 more likes. Just 12 of you. Hit the like button, if you don't mind. Are you worried if Spurs get stuffed by Arsenal like 6-0? Big time. We can't take defeats like that. It just tears everyone apart, man. That's what needs to stop. Still, why don't you apply for Director of Football, Malaga? I refuse to work for Enoch and Levy. That's why. Jake says, for me to gain any trust in Enoch, I need to see backing in multiple windows. One good window. Spot on, buddy. Spot on. One good window, and I did say that earlier, one good window means nothing. But it will give us an indication of maybe what's to come, which is why the first kind of... Think of them as markers. Right, marker number 1. Let's see what happens after the transfer window. Marker number 2. Let's see what happens after the transfer window in January. Marker number 3. Let's see where we finish at the end of the season in terms of trophies and league position. And then we go again. Midori, this is why clear out is required. Don't need to disband committee if no one is left in the committee. It's true. If we sell everyone, in fact, the transfer policy should be just sell anyone who's part of the player committee. That way, we've by default made the player committee redundant. We've we've sanctioned its demise by just selling off the players that are part of the committee. In fact, if you're part of the committee, you shouldn't be at Tottenham Hotspur as a player. And Dick had gone to Roma. Is that fact or is that just the usual gossip? I saw a Champions League final on the Levy, saw Redknapp, Joel, Poch, Kane, VDV, and much more still. Yep. How many trophies did you see? 0. How many of our main rivals in the top 6, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Man United, win trophies in that same period? All of them, but us. What have you got to say about that? Yep, treble concerts. Beyonce, Lady Gaga, and U2. There's your 3. Dyer just stands up for himself. Shame he can't bring that on the pitch. It beggars belief how he's still at the club, isn't it? I wouldn't put the 2 in the same light. One doesn't reset point to suit point. Not too sure what you're talking about there. I know you make sense, Robert. You usually do. I just can't remember specifically what you're talking about. I click like as soon as I get it still. Oh, thank you, DJ. Respect to you, brother. Someone has been paid off to give us those run of games. Are you saying that football's fixed? Get out of here. No. Question. Thoughts on your favourite players, Longap and Danjuma leaving? Yes. Yes. I never wanted them here. I don't want them here. I hope they stay. Football, is this true? Or is this just rumours? Because if they've gone and we're not signing them back, hallelujah. Keep it going. That's all I'll say. Football, let's hope we keep it going. Why is everyone always against you and Savage specifically? Because we've got balls, mate. Because we've actually got a backbone to stand up for our views and opinions. Sometimes, listen, I can't speak for Savage, but sometimes I'm wrong and I hold up my hands and I take my dues. I had to wear an Arsenal shirt when we didn't get top 4 a couple of years ago. I got it wrong. Fair play. But a lot of fans like to go whichever way the wind blows. They like to just be sheep. I've never been that guy because I like to think I've got my own views and my own opinions. Sometimes I agree with a lot of fans. Sometimes I disagree. Sometimes I just don't understand what the hell's going on. At the moment, I just don't know what's going on. I think everyone's just suddenly gone into happy clapper mode, having forgotten the same exact mistake they've made under the last 6 managers. There's no thoughtful reflection or thought to just show a bit of calmness and be humble with what we are, which is we're not that club we thought we were. We're actually we're only a top 6 club by financials, nothing else. Not by silverware. We're not. And once we can accept that, we can begin to say, let's just see what happens with this new project. Don't forget, people, we're 23 years into a 3-year project. Never forget that. This is the longest project overrun in the history of mankind. Mason, I don't know why they're often against us. I think you need to ask them. That's the honest truth. I'll call them out, though, if they get silly. Did you see Dyer's promo today? Oh, no. Let me ask you guys a question, right? Answer in the comments. If Eric Dyer signs a new contract, are you going to be behind this manager? Because that's going to be a very interesting question. Because everyone's saying get behind the manager. Everyone's saying, back him. And I will, by the way. But it's really going to freaking test me. If we keep Eric Dyer and we give him a new contract, I'm seriously going to struggle to back the manager. I will, out of discrimination. I will. Because he's Greek. I told you this. But I'm going to struggle, man. Do you know what? I'm being a hypocrite here. What would you do? If Eric Dyer signs a new contract at Spurs, what are you guys going to do? Let me know. I want to hear this. Greek flags everywhere. Don't worry, mate. Just seeing 2 players incoming from Japan. Fukin quick and me no stop. Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord of mercy. The football banter. We love it. I would rather give Woolwich 3 points and not have to play them unless we upgrade our defence. I know that is controversial, but our whole season. Do you know what? You're right, mate. Me too. I'm with you. If we've got to keep this defence and play Arsenal, I'd rather just forfeit and just save ourselves embarrassment. Do what they did. Do a couple of fake COVID tests. Oh, sorry, we can't play. And Dicker has a medical scheduled, I think. Yeah, Jake, I think isn't factual, is it? This is what I mean with journalists. We just... Yes, and Dicker to Roma has been confirmed. It's a fact. Elias, who has confirmed it? Who's confirmed it? Let me know. Elias, the term Malaga is Greek for wanker, but generally it's not used in a bad way. It's it's used a way of saying, what's up, dude? You're right. A bit like in England, some people, they greet each other saying, right, mate, what you doing, you C word? You're right, you C word. Malacca's kind of like that. Yep, still hard pill to swallow still. F1 go-karts. Hasn't Levy already told us they won't be investing during this? Oh, don't start, please. Please. Please don't. Please. And Dick had a medical room today, but they said we'd be formally announced. Well, I'll tell you what, if he goes to Roma, that's a real shame for us, man. It's a real shame for us. Then Graham Roberts deal with the committee. Oh, mate, just grab him by the neck, put him up against the wall. I've never heard of something so ridiculous in all my life than a players' committee. Dude, I'm telling you, what the hell? Got to go. Have a great show still. Mate, I'm going as well soon, man. Tommy G, big up yourself. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Football fix still, yeah. VAR. Exactly. Spot on. Well done. VAR. Still, long gap gone, then Juma gone. Praise the Lord! Praise the Lord! Still, everyone talking about this Japanese player from Celtic. Wasn't even picked for their World Cup squad. Why the hype, sheep mentality, mindless hope, or any bias to it? I know who you're talking about. I think he's the striker. He had a good season for Celtic. And the other player was the Portuguese player, Jota, who looks like a really good player as well. Again, look, if the manager wants them, and he specifically wants those players, I'm all for it. But if we get them just because they're cheap, and that's the main reason, then I'm not for it. I'm not. That's not good enough for me. Stel, cold shot. How you doing? Hey, user, thank you for the super chat. Come on, Ange, show us the light. Listen, get behind the manager. Always get behind the manager. But let's also wait and see what they do in terms of support for this manager. Big up, A user. Thank you for the super chat. Longley had some mad wages. I'm not surprised. We do mad things at Tottenham. No problem developing our academy players. Andrew will have to resort to our youngsters pronto if the transfer window. Well, is that the right way to be developing young players out of desperation, not because of rewarding them with the effort and the level they've got themselves to as an academy player? Concerning if that's going to be the case. Corruption of football, I blame the Italians. Sorry, Iggy. Ooh, if Iggy's watching. Ooh. Johnny, come on Monday's show and tell Iggy. Let's see what he says. All you said was wait to the end of the window. I know. Wait to the end of the window. And we've got all the imbeciles coming out of the woodwork. Maybe some people have been out in the sun for too long still. Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe they don't get enough sun. Maybe they don't get enough of the good vibes that the sun provides us. Could go either way. But yeah, I agree. I need clarification. I read Long Leg Gone. Not that it's all going to be very quiet. Reports saying we're buying him. My state of depression hinges on him going. Him and the rest of them, DJ. Hasper, big up. Long time no see. I think it's too long to wait till the end of the transfer window to reassess. If we don't have a new back 5 plus more 2 weeks before the start of the season, nothing has changed. There's no strategy. Do you know what? You make a good point. I said wait till the end of the window because I think the manager doesn't join till the 1st of July. And he needs a month to properly assess the players and see what we've got in the academy and to see what kind of players we've got in the first team and to make a real true decision based on reflection of having worked with the players for more than 2 minutes, right? Which is why, for me, we shouldn't really start our business in the transfer window until the beginning of August, because we need the manager to assess the squad and the young players that we've got and the players coming back from loan. But if we were a serious club, you're spot on. The manager would have come in earlier to do this, like what Chelsea did with Poch. They got Poch in early. So I agree with you, but given the situation we're in now, because the manager and Scott Munn don't come until the end of June, I don't think what you're saying is actually possible, which sucks. Ryan, big up, man. You all right? How you doing, my man? How difficult would it be to get a Luton away ticket? Oh, I think there's about 200 away seats. Ryan was showing how a Shushan project runs recruiting properly with 2 centre-backs. Looks like... Transfers this summer is going to be the deal breaker for most of us, I think. Valentin, big up. How you doing? I think some people see your built-up reactions from multiple times when failure of the club proved your predictions are right. Fans are not ambitious, and you've had enough of it. That's why the big opinion gap. You make a good point. I mean, look, I can't get into the minds of those that want to twist the narrative or just spout nonsense, other than just to say that they lack common sense, they're stupid. And that's the easy way to explain it, right? Just say that you're stupid. It's obvious. But it could be that. Ambition, standards. I mean, you make sense in what you said there. Fabrizio Romano confirmed the departures of Longland and Juma Gap. Hopefully a good sign of getting quality plays in. Oh, Igor, I really hope so, man. I really do hope so. Who's responsible for the contract length? Stell. I can't get behind anyone who supports that. Listen, let's wait and see what happens with Dyer. Let's wait and see. We don't know. We literally don't know. No, stop, please. Dyer doesn't even make sense in this system. Dude, Dyer doesn't make sense in any system, unless it's like a Division 1 team. When can you last remember Daniel Levy issuing a statement of intent? Never. Never, Bertie Hotspur. Dyer will get Ange sacked. Well, if he plays him, then he deserves it. If Postecoglou plays him, he deserves it. Would struggle to give Dyer away in a raffle. Just kick him off a cliff. Just run up to him, just go bang. I don't do that, I'm joking. I mean, you'd win him in a raffle and you'd donate him back for the next raffle. Levy will keep him even if Ange doesn't want him. Well, Jensen, if that is true, then nothing has changed at Tottenham. Nothing. I'm Ange out if Ange chooses Dyer. You know what? This transfer window is going to be such a deal breaker for so many fans. It's really going to swing the course of direction for Spurs fans. I'm not watching next season if we sign Dyer. Oh, dude, don't, man. Guys, can we please stop talking about Dyer? I'm beginning to feel sick. Barrett Dyer signs a huge contract. It tells me as an outsider that Levy's still interfering still. Mate, 100%. 100% true. Contract to clean toilets is fine. A user. Depends if Ange has 100% say on Dyer. Going to trust the manager. I'm sure he will make the right decisions if he's allowed to. I hope so. If he's allowed to. Key bit. Robert says, key term for Ange type defender is one that can make progressive passes. Correct. Dyer can't do anything, let alone pass. We're going to buy Robert Ibanez. Listen, I don't know enough about him. I've got to be honest with you. I just don't know enough about him to comment. I'll have to look into it. And Dick is going to replace. See, why is a better plan going to Roma and then we're going to settle for the reject? This is the bit that I'm not going to understand now. Unless this is a cheap deal. But then Ndika's free. Unless the wages are high. Great show still. Big up DJ Marcus Anthony. Guys, you haven't heard of DJ Marcus Anthony? He's on Facebook quite a bit. And he spins some banging old school sounds. If you're into the old school, check it out. Bad boy DJ. He uses vinyl like me. Well, I don't know. He might be more advanced because he's still a DJ. I'm just a bedroom DJ. He might have the old Seratos or CDJs. Stellman, you're a gender merchant on Danjuma. Stop bullying the lad, man. Isn't Danjuma Henry's boy? Celtic have a great mentality, but they had a pretty good team to start with. I think he cleared out quite a few players, if I'm not right. If I'm not wrong, sorry. Let's hope we finish outside of Europe until we get sold out of despair and hope for investment. LM, in my opinion. This summer's going to be something special. So what was all the hype about buying Longley? I did say it. I said it when we bought him. Same with Danjuma. Let's buy Andrew Purple Golden Scott. Yes. I'll take him to a nice Greek restaurant in North London. There's loads. I'll get him on board with Levy out. Been a fan for only 4 years, and I can't tell you how hopeless I would be if I'd supported Spurs longer. Valentin, you've actually come at the worst freaking time other than the 90s. Poor you. Poor you. Dorrington is a talent still. Mate, top player. I agree with you. Good centre-back. He's one we should bring through, 100%. Give him a chance. What do you think of Ange? I'm going to back him. That's what I think. What's this about? I don't know. Guys, if anyone's got a link to this Dye promo, can you put it in the chat so I can put it up on the screen? Because I actually don't have a clue about this promo. And quite a few of you have been talking about it in the chat. Guys, we've got 127 likes. Thank you, everyone. You got us over 100. Much appreciated. Big up yourselves. Awesome. Awesome. If you're saying Dye is that guy, then he's as good as gone. Ange has a history of getting rid. Right, guys, listen. I'm going to wrap it up now. And the reason is I've got another show I'm going to be on. I'm just going to get the name of the channel and you can come and jump on with us. It is an Arsenal channel, unfortunately, but he's a good boy and we're going to have some good chat. It's TJ Warren TV. Let me get the link up right now for the show. TJ Warren TV. There it is. I'm going to put it in the chat so you can all come over and join us. Here we go. Right. I've just put it in the chat. I'll be at that link if you want to come and join us. We're going to be talking football. I know we're going to be talking a bit of Spurs as well. So come and check it out. Mason, Stel, why did you stop doing the Spurs corner? You need to ask Henry. Speak to Henry, my man. He's the one to ask. Good stream. Later, Stel. Big up. Spurs 72. DJ Marcus Anthony. Is he on Spotify? DJ Marcus Anthony, put it in the comments if you are on Spotify. Put your link in there. Always straight and always honest. Big up, Stel. Got to go. Mate, I'm going as well. Big up yourself. Mason, Ryan, big up. Stel. Why did you... Okay, I've just done that one. Roma have FFP problems and Dick on a free. Makes... Okay, so it's financial fair play. Makes sense. He lost Prem quality players, Eduardo and Adrian, replaced him with personality depth. Talking about Postecoglou at Celtic, right? We and came with Celtic on Christmas. We and came to Celtic, Scottish Sun City. We sat by Christmas. Listen, everywhere he's been doubted. All I'm saying is let's wait and see because Tottenham's a different kettle of fish. Everyone that comes to Tottenham is either a graveyard for managers. Players just become bang average, not very good anymore. I just want to see what happens with this guy and be patient. Not jump on some kind of happy clapper train. Congo Dubs, large up Stelos, big up Congo, big up Stel from Rooty 2. Let's keep it we're doing. Yes, my man. You too, brother. There's the link for the show. In fact, okay. There's the link for the show down there, guys. Come and join us. I'm going to go jump on TJ Warren's stream now, 7 p.m. Thanks for watching. Listen, if I get this from fans on a regular, I'll do this once a week. Why not? It's a bit of fun to me. And I'm happy to call out the fraud. So let me just quickly big up all the frauds of the week. Scott P. Jeff Stevens. No, not Jeff. I'll take Jeff back. Not Jeff. Ashlyn17. Not Agilia. Not her. She's cool. Graham Potts. Massive fraud. Massive fraud. Uncle Cyril. Absolute clueless. Ross. Another clueless one. And, of course, David McGuash. That's how you pronounce his name. Guys, I wish you all the best. And just for a bit of fun, I'll leave you with this before I hit the outro. Cucumbers are good for the memory. Someone stuck one up my mate's bum 30 years ago, and he still remembers it. All right, guys. Listen, I'm out of here. Big up yourselves. Have a good couple of days. We'll be back soon. I'm out of here. Bye. Oh, TJ Warren, come and check us. I put the link in the comments.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.